So, so we were Mauritius. For those who don't know, we are a very small island in the southeast Indian Ocean, and today I'm going to walk you through how, thanks to KiboCUBE, we, a small island state like Mauritius, entered into the new space era. How the KiboCube and Miasat helped us to uh, get our first ticket to space. And then from this first initiative, how we moved on to national capability, and then eventually move on to our strategic vision. What do you think? What do we, where do we want to take Mauritius from here? And eventually, and lastly, the way forward, how do we plan to develop partnerships and benefits and uh, way forward, especially for small island developing states? So, Mauritius, we were lucky enough to win the third round of the KiboCUBE Award back in 2018. It took us around 3 years to build, test, and the satellite. So we did that in close collaboration with AAC Clyde Space in UK, and of course we had very good support from UNUSA and JAXA engineers. And you may also be you may also recall that during that period we had COVID lockdown, so it was quite a hassle to put the satellite in orbit. So finally, in 2021, we deployed our first satellite called MIASat-1, Mauritius Information and Radio Telecommunication Satellite 1. And from there, it sort of allowed us, for the first time in our history, to set our foot in space in a way. And 5 years down the line, we signed the Artemis Accords, and by becoming we became the 70th nation to sign the Artemis Accords and the seventh African country. So let's start. How do we? Well, you all know Jorge, and I would like to thank him for being very good support. We had Jorge, we had also George helped us. So everybody, thank you. So KiboCube is run by UNISA JAXA, and it has helped many countries, as Jorge told you. So I was the very lucky to lead a team of engineers from Mauritius, and we wrote the technical documents in collaboration with AAC Clyde Space, and we won the third round, as I was just saying. So the MIASat 1 Mauritius Imagery and Radio Communication Satellite 1 was a one new CubeSat. It was deployed at around 410 kilometers of Earth orbit, and it was deployed in 22nd June 2021. And the payload was thermal imagery, and we could also test a digipeater amateur radio. And with that, thanks to Clyde Space, we also developed a ground station. This is our antenna you see on left side, and this ground station was accompanied with a flat sat. This is the inside of our ground station. So the ground station is located on the 10th floor of our building. And here downstairs we have this ground station. You have the server connected to the antenna and then the screens. And here on the right in the closed room, you can see the sort of mini clean room where we have the flat sat. Basically, it is the MIASat 1 laid on the table with different components. So we were able to send commands, simulate it, test it, and then send to MEASAT-1 in space. So MEASAT orbited for around 10 months in space, and it phased out in I think April 2022. And this is some of the pictures that it took. On your left, you can see the west coast of Madagascar. On the right, it is the only picture of Mauritius. Unfortunately, it is in the clouds, so we couldn't see the sort of little bit of earth you're saying. Most probably this is Rainian Island. Mauritius was under the clouds. So, and these are other pictures. This is on your left is somewhere in the Indian Ocean. You could see the nice horizon with space, and then on the right again, a piece of Madagascar where you see the land there. So, um, during this MEASAT-1 experience, we started to realize what space can do for Mauritius. We are ideally placed in the Indian Ocean. We can respond to some blind spots, especially for Earth observation, but also we started to realize that we could do space research as well. So that's why we thought to partner with the other agencies, leading space agencies. So JAXA, we already had a collaboration. We we were approached by the Indian Space Research Organization, the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, NASA, and of course UNISA. So, with the Indian Space Research Organization, we you may be aware that Mauritius and India have a very long uh, standing diplomatic relationship, around 75 years plus. And leveraging on this and seeing what we've done with MEASAT-1, the government of India has given us our second satellite for free. So currently, the Indian Space Research Organization is training four of our engineers, and we are working on our second satellite. It is called the India Mauritius Satellite 1 Mahasagar, and it is a little bit bigger than the MEASAT-1, and again, it is mostly for capacity building. So, and currently it is in the AIT phase. So we are hopeful that soon we can deploy this satellite, but we do not have any specific dates yet. So again, this all this KiboCUBE experiment helped us to see ourselves as a small island developing state, what space can do for us, and how we could be an inspiration for all other small island developing states. So we are envisioning the creation of a central satellite database, which would eventually be used to advise policy. I'll come a little bit later on this. And of course, we signed the Artemis Accords in 2026. So I started already speaking about our Mauritius Space Strategy 2036. So from KiboCUBE to where we are today, we would like, building on this momentum, we have formulated the national space strategy to guide the next phase of our country's development in space. We are confident that space and satellite technology could become a socioeconomic pillar for this country, for our country. So our vision is to harness the space technologies to improve lives and protect the environment, as well as amplify our voice as small island developing state. So we would like to position Mauritius as a regional hub for sustainable data-driven decision making and innovation. And the mission is to deliver operational Earth observation services, build sovereign capabilities, and grow space-enabled innovation economy through capacity building, strategic infrastructure, and international partnerships. So our um, space strategy rests on six major pillars. First, we would like to continue capacity building and raise awareness, not only for our students, but also for our policymakers, trying to sort of uh, give them the incentive or the vision that what space can do for us. Second, we would like to create a national satellite database which would uh, be equipped with an AI module and a sort of data analytics that would be able to help, uh, let's say, Minister of Environment to see how our beaches have evolved over the years. Third is to carry out our own research and development. And we had started back in 2022 to 24. We collaborated with the Surrey Space Center, whereby we merged different types of satellite data to create an algorithm that detects illegal fishing vessels in our region. So this project is called the Nereus project, and you can find that on the net. Um, the fourth is to strengthen our global partnerships. As I told you, we signed an MOU with the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, which allowed us to, uh, which allowed some 300 of our students to have a live conversation with the Emirati astronaut, the ISRO, ISRO MOU, which has given us the opportunity to create our second satellite. Now, with NASA, the Artemis Accords, we are thinking of creating additional relationships and try to further our space initiative. The fifth one is we would like to leverage on the different incentives which government is providing currently to incentivize startups in the space sector to come to Mauritius, and from here empower our own people into this new and emerging technology, and eventually uh, benefit from the multi-billion-dollar business which space offers. And last but not least, eventually we would like to build sustainability, to build, as I told you, space into a socioeconomic pillar for this country, to be able to bring in revenue and to generate revenue and support our people. So this is from in the 5 to 10 years, strengthen our capacity, use STEM as a pull factor uh, to create the space-based Earth observation, which would be advising policy on oceans, fisheries, disaster resilience, to look into ground station as a service using the island's geostrategic position in the Indian Ocean. And also, we also happen to know that we have a larger number of Mauritian diaspora established in different space organizations over the world. So we are thinking, envisaging to engage this space diaspora to help us push further our initiative. And in the long term, 10 to 20 years, we are dreaming of creating a space agency for Mauritius and to become a sort of a regional climate and environment. Oh, sorry. So sort of an inspiration for SIDS for how to use space to better mitigate climate change, for example. Um, so, and the way forward is finally We would like to really to create our space agency to make it become sustainable in terms of funding, to integrate these two, and eventually deliver as a small island developing state, because we feel that as small island developing state we have our own voice to cry out, because we face specific conditions contrary to other bigger countries. So this is, I would like to end with this shared horizon. We would like to use space to improve lives, protect the environment, and amplify the voice of small island developing states in shaping humanity's future beyond Earth. Thank you very much. Thank you to UNUSA, to JAXA, and to the KiboCUBE community. Thank you, and over to you, George. Happy
Okay.
to answer questions.